As everyone is aware, my name is Whitney Kiles, and I will be going over Verdict and Settlement Analyzer today with you guys. My colleague, Elizabeth Orr, she is also on this call, and she is another resource that you guys can reach out to in terms of research questions or training needs. At the end of this call, I'll send a follow-up email, and it'll have both of our information in there. And so with Verdict and Settlement Analyzer, essentially, what this tool is great for is if you need to, for one, pull up all your verdict and settlements, and then two, if you're looking for analytics, as well as, if you just want to kind of comb through only that information only. Give me one moment. Let me make sure there's nothing. Okay. And so when you first log on to Lexis, you'll want to actually click on this product switcher here on the side. And the product switcher will house all the products that Lexis offers the firm. And so this is what you'll want to click on to access Verdict and Settlement Analyzer. Once you click on Verdict and Settlement Analyzer through the product switcher, this is what the home page looks like. And it's very user-friendly. And so essentially what you want to do is you put in an issue or a topic in this search box. You can use natural language or Booleans, such as like the and or /P for paragraph. And then if I come over here to where you see the abbreviation for Illinois, this is where your pre-search filters are. So we do have all 50 states, including federal. So depending on the office that you're currently in, you can tailor to your particular jurisdiction. You can also customize this by practice area and topic, as well as limit it by a particular time frame. And so for this example, I'm going to leave it on Illinois. And then I'm just going to type in a search issue. And you'll notice that as I'm typing, it's providing us with lots of suggestions. These are just search terms that the system already recognizes. So if you see what you're looking for while you're typing it in, I definitely suggest clicking on it. And so for this search, I'm going to put in product liability, failure to warn, design defect. Run the search. And now we're brought to 37 jury verdicts and settlements. And so similar to when you're searching on Lexis, you'll notice that your filters are going to be listed here on the side. And then we have our graphs that give us a high-level overview of the data pulled out of those 37 verdicts and settlements. So we have a graph on the award in US dollars by resolution. We can also see that breakdown depending on the side that you're representing. You can expand those graphs. We also have a graph on number of cases by resolution. And once again, that's broken down by the side that you are going to be representing for your client. And then if I scroll further down, we have number of cases per year by resolution. You have some icons that give you essentially keys of what the colors mean. If I scroll further down, you've got the applicable dates down here. And then if I scroll past the graphs, you have your actual verdicts and settlements. And so you'll have the actual case up here at the top. You'll have the jurisdiction, the particular court, the resolution, the award amount, and then the date of that verdict or settlement. If I scroll back up, let's take a look at the filtering options. So you still have search within results, and I recommend using search within results to plug in additional facts that you want to see in the verdicts and settlements on your results page. Once again, you can use natural language or Boolean type searching in here, and there's no limit on how many times you can apply this filter to your results. I should also point out that some people like to look up verdicts and settlements by their county. You can just type the name of the county in here if that's how you like to do your searching. You also have the court filter. You have practice areas and topics, and you can further break down those practice areas and topics. Case resolution, which has the plaintiff verdict, if you only want to see these particular types. You also have the defendant verdict, settlement, and you have unknown and other. Other essentially means that the information that we collected, it doesn't necessarily fit under one of the categories. So for example, if we pulled a verdict or settlement and the verdict was for the plaintiff as well as the defendant, that would be an example of where, based on how Lexis categorizes its verdicts and settlements, it doesn't recognize a verdict for both plaintiff and defendant, so that would get housed under other. And then unknown, essentially what that means is that there's information missing in that verdict or settlement, and it's usually going to be due to the court not providing that information, and so it would just get categorized under unknown. So to kind of recap that, unknown is if there's information missing out of the verdict and settlement, and that's why it's going to be in this category. Other is when you have examples where the verdict would include both some for the plaintiff, some for the defendant. And so based on that categorization, it gets placed into other. We also have the timeline feature. So if you didn't select timeline in your initial search, you can still customize that date frame through this particular filter. We have the award amount filter. So if you're looking for a particular verdict or settlement that matches the award amount that you're hoping to get, you can plug in a low to high number and apply that. We also have an injury filtering option. You can also narrow down by judge. Here's some that are already populated from what the Lexis database pulled, but you can also just type in the judge's name. And then we also have that same type of searching capability for attorney. Now, in terms of your results, depending on your preference of how you like to see your results, if you come to sort by, you can hit the relevance drop-down arrow, and you can decide on how you want to view your results. So you can do it by alphabetical order from A to Z, jurisdiction, court from highest to lowest or the opposite, resolution type, awards, and date. And then of course, if we actually go into, this one is a plaintiff's verdict. If you have any questions about where we're pulling our data, the source information is listed here on the side. If you want to quickly find out who are the experts mentioned in this verdict, you've got their names listed here and hyperlinks to their names. So if you want to see all their content, you can. And then we also have topic summary reports that basically go over the rule of law that's mentioned in here. And then it pulls out like the cases or elements, statutes, items of that nature. And so here we've got a breakdown, and here are like those categories that I was discussing of how Lexis likes to place its information for verdicts and settlements. Scroll further down, you've got a case summary. Your terms that are mentioned are highlighted. There's also a box up here that says all terms, where you can see how many times your terms are mentioned. You can even click on a term of your choosing and then use this drop down arrow to get to all the points in the document where that term's mentioned. And then once you move past case summary, you'll have the amounts that were awarded, the experts information. And so that's essentially just a preview of the type of information that you can pull out of verdicts and settlements through that particular tool. And so that is essentially Verdict and Settlement Analyzer. If you want to download reports, you can do that. We also have other delivery options. And then if you want to set up an alert on your search query, so if a new verdict or settlement enters the database, setting up this alert will notify you when anything new comes in. And that is essentially a Verdict and Settlement Analyzer. And so I do have everyone muted. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any background noise, but if you have any specific questions right now, please feel free to unmute yourself. And I see we have something in the chat. Okay, so yes, Elizabeth offered to answer any questions through chat as well if you have any. So I will pause for a moment to see if anyone does have any questions. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys once again for hopping on this webinar session. Please expect a follow-up email from myself. It will have a tutorial on this tool as well as this session's recording. And it will also contain my information as well as Elizabeth's information. And with that, I want to thank you guys once again for coming out, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.